Okay, under production, we hit OK. All right, start production. So it's set up to do, I think, 1.6 grams here. But let's hit exit. All right, go back to, now I'm going to go down to databases. So this arrow lets me go to that. I hit OK for databases, and you're interested in components and processes. So components tell you what are the components of one fill. How are you going to do that? Are you going to run it at 100% of pump speed for the whole time? Or are you going to run it at 100% for 90% of the time as its fastest, and then slow it down with a middle setting, and then slow it down again with a fine setting? So you'll have under components, so we'll hit OK. All right, you'll notice it says coarse, all right, 100%. So we could also make coarse 50% or 99%.
Right.
But so basically when you start out, it's going to run at 100% now until we tell it to do something different. Now, the middle set is 10 grams before the 100 mil fill is finished, because it's, you know, that's what we've got set is 100 mils. Okay? All right. So it's going to 10 mils before whatever it is that you've got set. It's going to go to the middle setting, and then let's go find out what that is by going down. So the middle setting, the pump speed's going to go to 50%.
Okay.
And then at 5 grams before whatever the value, the finished value is, it's going to go to fine, which is 10%. So you've got 100 until 10 grams before, and then you go to 50%, and then at 5 grams before, you go to 10% until it's finished. Now that means that you've got to at least have 10 grams, otherwise you can't go to 100%. Right? So if you had 50 grams, or if you had, like 100 grams or 10 liters, it would do that. That's how it would handle that fill. Whatever you tell it to do, if you select this component, it will run the fill that way. Okay? So, and it puts some limitations on what you can select for a fill volume. You'd think that you'd need to be at least above 10 grams in order to make this work, otherwise it'd never get to 100%. So we'll hit exit, and we'll go to processes, arrow down, hit OK. All right, and so 20p that's the ID, supposedly 100 mils. So process total is 100 grams and or 100 mils. Okay, so we can edit that if we wanted to. So you see the across here.
Right.
All right. When we selected that, we could go edit, and we could change it to we could change the name of it. And now this is just a name right now. Under the process is where we actually set the actual 100 gram value, but we also set tolerances here. Now you can't have 0. If you had 0 in here, depending, if you had 0, then you're never going to get exactly on, so it won't accept it. So the more stable your environment is, the better your tolerance can be.
Sure.
All right, but this is all under editing of the process. All right, so I'm just going to hit save. I didn't really change anything, but we could have. All right. So, and let's see, under ID, let's see if we hit, so we have more than one ID in here, and I can make a new one. There's a 2-liter fill in here. There is a 3 mil fill, a 1 mil fill, and you could put new ones in, or you could edit
Sure.
what's already there. Okay, so exit. So those are components. Components say how you're going to run it. Are you going to run it at one speed the whole time? Are you going to change speeds? Are you going to change once? Are you going to change twice? What are you going to do? And then the process just names, okay, we're going to do 100 mil fill or a 2 liter fill or whatever it is you're going to do. So exit and go to production. Okay. All right.
That's just a tear value, it looks like.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell it that's 0 because that's okay. So, dun, 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 dun. Okay, start production. So if we hit start right now, all right, then if I had a foot switch here, I could do that. Start production, okay. Now, that's the 20p was the name of the 100 mil fill.
Right.
All right, you could pick other fills, all right, and which one you're going to do, and it will run that.
Okay, now it says this on the, oh, that's weird.
No.
It was just looking for.
Yeah. So, and right now, well, we need to go to the pump in a minute here. But anyway, so now start or edit. So if I hit start, it's going to start the pump. Now, if the pump was pulling from a liquid and putting it onto here, all right, when this gets to 90, it should drop down to the mid-range. And then when it gets to 95, to the fine range. I don't have any way to...
Well, that's all right.
But anyway, well,
I'm going to assume
put my finger on
we're going to assume that it's operating
correctly.
correctly.
All right, so here we go. We hit start. All right, now, and I'm sorry, it's got one batch. So we could also go back when we were editing it, all right, we could go back and tell it 10 batches. And that would mean that, like every time you hit start, and it's going to be just like a 520 Di. It's going to once it stabilizes, because remember we told it to stabilize for 3 seconds. You can change that, but once it's stable, it's going to fill again until it gets to its 10 batches. Right now, it's on one batch.
Right.
Batch of 1. Right. So if I hit start, all right, pump's going. It's trying to get to 100 mils.
Right,
so,
but there's nothing on the scale, so we have to simulate that. That's interesting.
Well,
right, I get the point.
Okay, so, and now
if we want to start it again, we
hit
just
start.
Right, so we hit start each time. We can simulate the weight in this case because we don't have anything on there. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Cool. Very cool.
And then now it went over the tolerance, so I'll just hit accept and it's ready to start again. So I could change the batch, but I'm not going to. I mean, this just kind of just shows you, you could make that 100.
Sure.
Now,